Hi, I'm Halder from DaGameTrain. In today's episode of Machines Wired for War modding, we're going to find out what happens when you break the logical boundaries of your simulation. Let's go. Axis Size Index. If you've never modded your game, this probably doesn't mean much to you. That's okay. Just hold my hand and I'll explain it to you. Inside the parm data file, you will find parameters that define the unit, building, and weapon stats. For the unit, one of the parameters used is minimum axis size index. To put it simply, it defines the unit's size. For the buildings, however, it defines how big of an entrance it has, which makes changing things a lot easier. There seems to be only 3 distinct values that I could find, 0 to 2, with 0 being the lowest, 2 being the highest. At a glance, it seems that anything smaller than a grunt is about size 0, so this would include technicians, scouts, grunts, the such. Anything smaller than a siege unit is a size 1, so reapers and knights. And our good old friend the gorilla is a whopping size 2, so obviously we just gotta see what we can do with this big lad. So I wrote down some suggestions and questions that the machines community brought up. Let's have a look. Can you fit a gorilla in a seeding pod? Yes. In fact, you can fit 2, but not more. The second gorilla is a fat bastard that hogs all the space for itself and doesn't want to share. What a prick. You can't shoot them down from inside either. The mere presence of the gorillas is breaking the reality so hard that my test Reaper ends up shooting itself instead. Well, either that or the hitboxes are desperately trying to fit and work correctly, but they can't. Can you fit a gorilla in a lab? Yes. Seems like the academies are also 2-seaters, and the military academy is just a little too short to fit the thick lad. He clips right through the roof. Unfortunately, this doesn't make him into a turret since he can't see the outside world. Can you fit a gorilla in a garrison? Yes, the gorilla can even walk inside by himself, which is very nice. I don't have to steer it in manually like the other 2 times. Don't worry, he's still in there. This is actually what is supposed to happen to units entering buildings. They enter a sort of pocket dimension, the size of the expected interior, and are no longer visible or targetable from outside. And in the case of a garrison, the gorilla can even heal while inside, though the heal rate is pretty shit. Leaves a lot to be desired. While he's patching up, have a look at this awful tree. The purple bits are supposed to be transparent. Oh, and in case you're curious, only 1 gorilla fits inside the garrison. Not sure why though, but I'll have to assume he just doesn't move far away from the door, so his hitbox blocks the way. You can see this happen during normal play when you try to jam technicians into labs too quickly. They simply can't fit if there's too many too close by. Can you fit a gorilla in a smelter? Yes. Well, I'm sure you're not surprised at this point. I did change every enterable building to the biggest axis index. Only 1 gorilla fits again, and that's pretty much the trend with the 2 exceptions I've mentioned already. The larger smelter has a slightly bigger interior, but it doesn't make any difference. If you move the gorilla step by step towards the exit, he can become the Smelter boy. Can you shoot back with a gorilla? Sort of. Rockets will collide with the building and the gorilla at the same time, which results in the death of both. Same happens on self-destruct, by the way. You can totally wreck shit with a punch though, but I'm unable to show you good examples of that. These tubs of pathfinding horror simply don't let anyone in after they waltz inside. Might come back to this as I do have an idea to make it work. Well, that's about all there is to show. A little disappointing, I know, and not much memory potential, I'm afraid. But it's a fun glimpse into the inner workings of this game. One other thing I can mention is that self-destructing buildings can take the gorillas out with them even if they are no longer considered to be inside them. Perhaps they're simply too close. In either case, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.